afternoon. Welcome to Empower and Thrive. This is Jacqueline here. Now, yesterday was 1st of May, and of course, the elections took place in the United Kingdom. I don't know if you voted. If you're an immigrant, you listen to me or you're going to listen to me. I do not know if you voted, but I voted and I pushed my two old sons to go and vote because honestly, the time has come now. It is more and more important for us to vote as immigrants. After all, if you've got the right to vote, all you need is your ID and a polling station to go and vote. There is still a possibility to vote if you haven't, and I implore you to do so. And it's you send your polling card, and I think the deadline is probably around the 5th, maybe the 7th, thereabouts. That needs to be double checked, but it is still possible to actually go ahead and vote. Now, I've spoken on this channel before about Nigel Farage and his Reform Party, a sort of far right actions and policies that you potentially will come out with here in the United Kingdom. It is not favorable for us immigrants. It really isn't. When people thought that conservative government, Kemi Badenoch, had points that had, regarding the British citizenship and so forth, and what she would do if they came into power, if you people thought, or if anybody thought that that was quite harsh and severe, I think reform is far more right wing than any, well, than any other party. They really are. Yesterday, when I went to vote, there was somebody at the polling station door and welcomed me nicely with a smile and everything. But later on, as I went out to the shop and came back, he was on the other side chatting to somebody, and I heard him loudly and clearly. Who did you vote? He was asking somebody. Well, yeah, reform, yeah. And he was asking that person who they voted. It seemingly looked like he was encouraging people to vote reform. That is how, to what level it's got to. But well, what he was doing was not right. Because later on, somebody came to my door with Labour leaflets, and she asked if I voted. I said, yes, I voted. I said, is it okay for you to ask people who they voted? She said, well, it's you don't have to say. So yes, I said I voted. I didn't, I told her who I voted for. And she said, okay, that's fine. And I said, somebody over there that was at the door at the polling station was asking people and conversing with people about the voting. Is that okay? She said, no, that they'd reported it. So I'm glad that somebody took action on that immediately. And then later on today, I had a conversation with a couple of workers at work, and I did ask them if they voted. One of them said that she couldn't vote because the polling station, she didn't see anywhere where it was signed off to go and actually, vote. So she didn't. And then the conversation went on into what the parties sort of stand for. And the majority of the British people, and you don't blame them because we can all vote who we want to vote. That is the reason why, you know, there is an option to vote, because it's a democracy. It's a democratic country, isn't it? It's a system. So, but the feeling I'm getting is that there's a lot of anger towards immigrants. The conversation went into how the National Health Service, for instance, is overloaded, which it is, true, and how the influx of immigrants is taking over, which to an extent it is. But then I also told them that actually many people that come into the United Kingdom now actually have to pay an NHS surcharge. So gone are the days when people could come into the United Kingdom and actually have free, back into, out of the sun a bit, and actually have free, national health care. It's not like that. And I want people to understand that. I want people to understand that not all immigrants actually come and actually get free healthcare. They are not allowed, no recourse to public funds. A lot of immigrants are actually living on exactly what jobs that they've been given here in the United Kingdom, and that is that. They're not allowed to apply for any benefits. So I think the anger is being directed into the wrong place. Very often, when we all walk out into the streets of UK and we see many immigrants, we see many people, and it looks overloaded and overcrowded, we think that actually that population is more than the actual population of the country. Actually, it isn't. It really isn't. There's still a lot more. Of course, this is their country. There's still a lot more British in terms of population. Perhaps you could say that the older population is more than the younger population here, and that is part of the reason why they've had to bring workers to the United Kingdom to work here. That is part of the reason, not because people are here and they want to snatch jobs from you, but because there's a skill shortage, and that is the reason why people come here to work. That is the reason why the government opens the visa systems under different categories for people to apply and come to work. So I don't want people to get angry, at immigrants, because you channel the anger towards the wrong people. Of course, Reform Party have taken a mayoral seat. I believe it's in Lincolnshire and some other areas as well. I think Grimsby is one of them. The leader there that took the mayor seat is a lady. I can't remember her name. Andreas, I think, somebody. And she was being interviewed, and she mentioned that opponent had a South African accent. And she was said, well, why did you say that? And she said, oh, she was playing, she was just playing with words or seemingly joking. But actually, that kind of remark coming from a political candidate is actually not right. It really isn't. It gives a spirit of you're not welcome here. It gives a spirit of I don't like you. You shouldn't be in the system. You should not be in the political party. Now, I'm very sorry, but you don't play with words like that. That is an attack on an accent, an attack on somebody's accent, an African accent, your opponent. That is actually playing, it's a play that is not, it's not right for the other party. It's not right for the entire population and so forth. It really isn't. It just shows the kind of person that you're coming to power as. It shows who you actually or what you stand for, as a matter of fact. So that is really what I have for you today. I'm here in the park having my lunch break, and it's a really beautiful warm day. And I am hopeful that Labour is going to win. I don't know, because reform votes are coming out quite strong right now. So this is 2nd of May, mid-afternoon, and I think we're still waiting for further results. If you've got a chance to vote, take your vote, because it has a huge implication for us immigrants. It has an implication regarding further immigration to the UK. It has an implication on current visa systems. Every type of visa could be, looked into, refined, which is fine, because that's what governance is about. That's what leadership is about. Everything has to be re-examined, and decisions need to be taken. So that is fine. The cost of perhaps visas might go right up. It has just gone up. There may be changes in the applications for British citizenship, ILR, and so forth. So this is why, to protect ourselves and some of our rights, of which we do have when you are in the United Kingdom, you have residence and leave to remain, you have British citizenship, regardless of how short or long you've been here. there are some rights. And one of those rights is to actually vote. So thank you so much. I have to go now. Until next time, God bless you. Bye-bye.